Bob Marley was born on the 6th of February, 1945, in St. Anne Parish, Jamaica. He was born as Nestor Robert Marley. A Jamaican passport official later swapped his first and middle names, which is why he is known as Bob Marley instead of Nesta. His father was Norval Sinclair Marley, a white Jamaican of mixed and English descent. He was a captain of the Royal Marines as well as a plantation overseer when he married 18-year-old Sadella Booker. Bob rarely saw his father, and when he was 10 years old, he died of a heart attack. He had no formal education but was raised in his early years by his grandfather, Obadiah, who was known as the shaman of the village. He passed down to Bob the beliefs and traditions of their people. In 1966, he married Rita Anderson and moved to Wilmington, Delaware, where he worked as a DuPont lab assistant and also on the assembly line at a Chrysler plant under the alias Donald Marley before returning to Jamaica and beginning his life as a music legend. Although Marley recognized his mixed ancestry, he self-identified as a black African. He was raised Catholic, but became interested in the Rastafarian belief system in the 1960s. After his formal conversion upon his return home, he began to grow out his dreadlocks, which bonded him spiritually to his newfound religion. Marley was baptized by the Archbishop of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church in Kingston, Jamaica, on the 4th of November, 1980. His two biggest influences were Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie. Marcus Garvey was a Jamaican publisher, journalist, entrepreneur, speaker, and supporter of black nationalism and Pan-Africanism. Haile Selassie was the Emperor of Ethiopia from 1930 to 1974. The Bob Marley song War contains the words of a speech by Emperor Selassie for the Organization of African Unity.
One of Selassie's speeches has been set to music by Bob Marley in the song War.
Have been toppled and destroyed, that until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally permanently discredited.
Is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Well, everywhere is war. And until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance to the color of his eyes, I got you say war. And until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race, that is your war. But until that day, the dream of lasting peace, world citizenship, and the rule of international morality will remain but a fleeting illusion to be pursued, but never attained. Well, everywhere is war. Is there war?
The main theme in Bob Marley's message was the return of black people to Zion, which in his view was Ethiopia, or at least Africa in general. His dedication to ending the suffering in the lives of those around him far surpassed his own desire for fame or wealth. By incorporating the struggles of the African people into his lyrics, he was able to bring about awareness to their cause and become a symbol of hope and change from a world shaped by colonialism and oppression to one of independence and social justice. In 1963, Bob Marley, Bunny Wailer, Peter Tosh, Junior Braithwaite, Beverly Kelso, and Cherry Smith formed a ska and rocksteady group called the Teenagers. They later changed it to the Wailing Rude Boys, then to the Wailing Wailers. They were then discovered by Coxsone Dodd and finally changed their name to the Wailers. By 1966, Braithwaite, Kelso, and Smith had left the Wailers, leaving only Marley, Wailer, and Tosh. The Wailers' first major album, Catch a Fire, was released in April 1973. It sold only 14,000 copies initially, but was well received. They followed up later that year with Burnin', including the songs Get Up, Stand Up, and I Shot the Sheriff. In 1974, the Wailers were scheduled to open 17 shows for the #1 black act in the country at the time, Sly and the Family Stone. They were fired after 4 shows because they were more popular than the band they were opening for. They subsequently broke up, with each of the 3 members pursuing solo careers. In 1975, Bob had his first true international success, No Woman, No Cry. Despite an assassination attempt 2 days prior, Marley performed at Smile, Jamaica, a free concert meant to ease tensions between political factions, in December 1976. He released the albums Survival in 1979 and Uprising in 1980. In July 1977, Bob was diagnosed with malignant melanoma under the nail of one of his toes. Because he was a Rastafarian, he didn't believe in the solutions of modern medicine. He was told he required amputation of the toe, but declined, instead deciding to let Jah, the Rasta god, take care of his injuries if he was meant to live. Marley continued touring despite his illness and played to a crowd of 100,000 people in Milan. His final concert was at the Stanley Center in Pittsburgh. After this concert, his health worsened and he canceled his remaining shows. He attempted a new type of cancer therapy involving the avoidance of certain food and drinks, but was unsuccessful. Bob Marley died on May 11, 1981, at the age of 36, in the Cedars of Lebanon Hospital in Miami, Florida. Bob Marley has no specific musicians following in his footsteps except possibly his sons, but reggae music will forever be changed because of him. The genre wouldn't be nearly as well known without him, having brought reggae music to the world stage almost single-handedly. Every reggae musician after him owes much of his or her fame and ability to share their message with the world to the actions of this powerful, compassionate Jamaican man.